integrated communication service provider Safaricom has announced a 31.5 billion shilling half-year profit. The profits announced this morning mark a 20% increase compared to the previous year. Faisal now joins us live. Of course, he's been following the proceedings and of course you'll give us more in terms of those numbers. But another number that you gave us earlier, Faisal, is that Safaricom has paid 48 billion shillings in taxes over the last 6 months. And now they want the government to find a middle ground on the issue of taxes. We know what the government has been saying. President Kenyatta himself talking about it. Tax the big players as well. Faisal.
Thank you very much, Hussein. Sorry for the technical hitch that we had earlier on. It's a very chilly morning and probably that's why some of our equipment is actually acting up. Just to run you by the numbers that I did mention a bit earlier, M-Pesa revenues have gone up by 18.2%. That is about 35 billion shillings. And mobile data revenue has actually increased also by 10.8% to 19.45 billion shillings. These are some of the numbers that Safaricom have posted, but what they have talked about extensively is the issue of taxation. Now they've paid 48 billion shillings in terms of taxes, and this year's net profit, or rather this half year, the net profit that they've made is around 31.2 billion shillings. Now this to some degree shows you the amount of money they've made vis-a-vis the amount of money that they've given out to the government, and they want this to be reduced so that they can also make services cheaper for the customers and also be able to reduce the amount of money that is paid to the government. Now I'm joined by Sylvia Mulinga, who is the Director of Innovation. Thank you very much, Sylvia.
Director of Special Projects.
Special
Unless
Projects.
you want to give me a new title.
If I had the powers to give you new titles, then I would.
Okay.
Just to run you by some of the numbers, they are very impressive, but how do you look to grow the company further in light of this issue of taxation that has come up?
I think we have called out the fact that the additional tax burden on our customers is not, I guess, the greatest thing. We understand the reason why the government is doing it, but consumer wallets are already strained, and we can see that customers have pressure on their disposable incomes. And even as we continue to urge the government, as you heard our chairman say, to innovate a lot more in terms of how they fund their deficits, I think for us the first thing is that we have to think about how do we make it easier for our customers to continue to communicate, to continue to socialize, to continue to do business on our network. And that is the reason why now we have come up with a number of propositions. You've seen us revise our data tariffs, giving a lot more value for the same price. You've also seen us introduce a voice campaign, 18 for 18, which allows our customers to be able to speak for as low as 1 shilling per minute. So I think for us, the commitment that we're giving is that we remain committed to that vision of connecting people to people, people to opportunities, people to knowledge, and in so doing, enabling the Kenyan economy.
Last question, because I understand you're very busy before I let you go. It was said that you paid 200 million shillings in terms of fines to the Communications Authority to do with compliance issues. Are you looking to address this in the second half of the year going forward?
We have committed to providing the best network in Kenya, right? And I believe we have the best network in Kenya. With regards to the continued investment, you have seen the amount of investment that is being made on from a capex perspective in terms of expanding the network reach and improving the quality and the capacity of the network. And therefore, I know that Kenyans are going to continue to enjoy the services, and even they will even get better. Our 4G penetration now is at 53%, which means that now customers can have clearer calls. They can be able to also enjoy faster speeds on broadband. And I think ultimately the customer is the one who's going to have the best benefits going forward.
Thank you very much, Sylvia, for giving us this interview. Hussein, just to give you a perspective of how much they've paid in terms of taxes, the Thika Superhighway was constructed at a cost of 28 billion shillings. They paid taxes of 31.02 billion shillings, and that's a 20% jump from where they were last year. So those numbers are very, very important. And that was actually your last chance if you wanted any queries of yours to be addressed by Safaricom in terms of data consumption and all that, because that issue also came up. Now, not unless you have any other questions, Hussein, I'll hand over back to you.